Hi, it's Austin. Um, I wanted to make sort of a pondering, intellectual video because I was just having some reflections and thoughts that I wanted to share about the issue of gender being assigned at birth and what a huge deal that is and how much people get into that. It's interesting. Today at work, at the college where I teach, there was a little baby shower kind of thing in the afternoon for one of my colleagues who's going to have a baby really soon. And some people gave her gifts, and like somebody gave her, well, somebody gave her a gift of like a little baby girl swimsuit kind of thing. And somebody else gave her a present of um, tiny little wetsuit because my colleague is a really big time surfer, so her little girl is going to be at the beach a lot, I'm sure, when she's old enough. So I just found it interesting that these things, the gifts, were all so feminine. I mean, obviously, that's the case for like all baby gifts. It seems like that, like there's so there's so much about the gender binary, like all of the presents for new baby girls are pink, which these were, and the presents for baby boys are blue or have trucks on them, that kind of thing. So, and then also the paper napkins at this little baby shower party said, "It's a girl." And there were some pink napkins and stuff. And, like, if you step back and think about it, it's kind of crazy that in our culture, um, we focus so much on the sex of the baby that it's like that is what everybody is completely focused on. Like, you don't see napkins or birth announcements or something that say, it's a baby or it's a child. Like, we had a child. It's all about a boy or girl. And it's like, does it really have to be that way? Why? Like, if so, just to give another example that makes it stand out more, like, so I have job stuff on my mind because I recently applied for a permanent full-time position at my college and didn't get it, which sucks. So, like, what if somebody applied for a job and got the job, and then the hiring committee or the company or whatever, like, announced the new hire, the new person, and in the email to the other employees or whatever, what if they were like, um, we've hired a woman, isn't that awesome? Or we've hired a man, yay! They don't do that. They're just like, oh, so we hired so and so because they have such and such strengths. They're going to be a great addition to our school or company. um, so it's like with birth, if you step back from it, think about it, why is it like 100% focused on the sex of the baby? I think that's problematic. I mean, I realize it would be hard to change that in our culture, but yeah, it's problematic. It's like if you want gender neutral stuff for your baby, like clothes, you have to like not tell people the sex of your baby if you know it before it's born, because um, and pretty much all the gifts that people can possibly buy for babies, they're mostly just divided into boys and girls. I think it might be a little bit harder to find gender neutral gifts for babies. I'm not totally sure because I haven't really had to do that much myself, but anyway. Um, yeah, so it's like people are just so into the gender binary. I mean, that's obvious. And it's just pounded into you from the moment you're born. I mean, think of this little girl or any other little baby when they're born, like all the stuff around them, probably a lot of their clothes, toys, decorations, all that is for most families probably like specifically for one side of the binary or the other, boy or girl. So it's just like pounded into us. Um, yeah, crazy. So I wish it were different. And I mean, I know that that must be really hard for intersex people or like families with intersex children. Yeah, very problematic. Um, so recently, thinking about transitioning and all that and reflecting on my past, I was thinking, what if I had had like a different approach around my birth, or what if anybody had that? What I mean is, like, what if when a baby was born, like, what if when I was born, all doctors were in the habit of, like, of course, looking at the body's baby, you got the baby's body. I mean, you have to do that. But like, what if they were also in the habit of doing brain scans? What if there was some technology that could give doctors a sense of a baby's like inner gender? Because I know that they've done scientific studies on people's brains that show that there are some differences in like brain matter or activation of parts of the brain where like trans people's brains are similar to the brains of people that they have the same gender as, like that trans women would have similarities in their brains to cisgendered women, that kind of thing, like even before hormones. I read studies about that. I don't know if I'd be able to find them and give you guys the links, but you could find that stuff if you Google like transgender brain, something like that. Anyway, so what I was saying is, what if doctors, in addition to looking at the baby's body, could do some brain scan or something? And then when the baby was born, like, let me give a scenario. Like, if when I was born, what if the doctor, held me out to my mom and was like, um, congratulations, you have, uh, what? A baby. Or congratulations, you have a, like, transgender baby. And in this ideal world, that would be a normal thing. And my mom would be like, oh, that's cool. And the doctor would say to her, like, so, um, your baby will have some attributes of a female or a girl. Like, when your baby's growing up, they might not be rough and go crazy and wreck things and break things like little male babies would do because your baby doesn't have that testosterone. So she's gonna be calmer as a baby, and that'll be nice, I'm sure. Because that's how I was. I was calm and mild mannered for pretty much my whole life. But then the doctor would say, so, your baby is gonna want to grow up to be a boy. So, um, so like dress your baby in gender neutral clothes or let them choose whatever they want to wear. Let them have whatever toys they want. And, make sure to talk to your baby when they grow up and are going through puberty, and make sure to tell them their options and that they could postpone puberty with these drugs that they use. And, you know, like, tell your child that it's possible for them to grow up to be a boy or a man. And that can be wonderful, and your baby will want to do that. So I like thinking about that kind of scenario where children wouldn't be forced into the gender binary and people would have more understanding and people wouldn't have to go through so many years of internal struggle to try to figure out their gender, and they wouldn't have to go through shame and all the difficulty and potential danger and violence that afflicts people sometimes who go against cultural norms and the gender binary. So, yeah, I think that would be a much better way of assigning gender at birth. Or, of course, you could just not assign it at all and then just raise children in a gender neutral way and let children make their own choices about what they want to wear and what they want to be called. Just a thought. Yeah, so I like imagining sort of like a rebirth or a revision of my birth and imagining it how I just described. Well, yeah, that's probably all my ramblings for now. I should probably go eat dinner. All right, thank you for watching. Bye.